one project of yours I really liked was the Mary Kart collaboration, who's a very well-respected poet and memoirist. Was that sort of an educational process, working with someone who's not a musician, working with sort of a full-fledged professional poet? Did that sort of change your conception about how you were approaching songs for that project?
The project I did with Mary Kart, called Caine, which she jokingly says, yeah, Ken, people you want to drag behind your truck. Always got a great laugh. Mary's a memoirist and a poet and a language scholar. And when I read her book, The Liars Club, I just had this intuitive notion. She grew up on the other side of the swamp that I grew up on. I know this girl, and I found her. I actually put her name in a song, and you'd be surprised how well that works.
Earthbound.
Yeah, and Earthbound. Actually, I let it be out there for a little while, then I reached out and I found her at Syracuse. And, of course, she knew that I had mentioned her name in the song, which is it opened the door for, it started a conversation. I wasn't just some schmo off the street. So, and I had in mind writing songs with her from the get-go. I just had an intuitive sense that we could collaborate. It took me a little while to get her into the notion. And at first she says, oh, I'm not going to write songs. She says, you're just trying to embarrass me. I can't write songs. I said, yes, you can. So we started, finally she called me one day and we were talking. She said, my sister would always say, if the law don't want you, neither do I. And I said, okay, that's our first song. And she said, well, then write it. And I said, no, we'll write it together. She said, no, I'm not going to write it. So I got the melody going. I wrote the first verse. And I recorded it on my phone and sent it to her. And, in a day or so, reams of language came back, that I printed out and started going through and found it and I called her and I said, okay, where are you? What you doing? And she lives in New York City. And I said, I'm coming up there. We finished that song right off, and then we wrote 2 or 3 more. Bang, bang, bang. And she said, okay, I'm in. Now it was just an intuitive thing that her sensibilities and mine would I could tell we had the same sense of humor in a way. Mm-hmm. But one of the things that happened really quickly that I understood, and she understood, that there's certain things that the poet will do that the songwriter won't do. Poets have the page, and the language that you can, some words don't sing well, and some words don't look so good on the page. So we started working from poet-songwriter perspective, and we understood each thing that, Mary would have something and that on the page would work beautifully but wouldn't sing, and vice versa. But a real illustration of where I think the poet informed what we're doing in the song, one of my favorite songs we wrote is called Anything But Tame, and I was playing and I said, when our feet were tough as nails. It was the opening line, when our feet were tough as nails. And she goes, no, our feet weren't as tough as nails. Our feet were tough as horn, like hooves. And I said, yeah, but nails, it sings. Horn, it doesn't sing. She said, well, and this one of those, and I went home or went away from it, and I was thinking, horn is the poetic choice. It's the right word. And I started singing it. Just now when I sang nails, it sounds totally wrong to me. When our feet were tough as horn. And that was, and the rest of our collaboration, we still write songs together. We're still doing it. It's a great exercise for me because Mary comes from that poetic sensibility, and I love it. I love collaborating with her because as a songwriter, I can take certain things that she'll just walk over, to pick up something and spout something out. I go, okay, that goes in.
Mm-hmm.
And infusing with poetry and songwriterly poetics is, it's been really rewarding for me. I've learned a lot. And also I had the added value of when I was writing my memoirs, I had an ongoing conversation with one of the best, and I learned a lot from her as I was doing that.
Mm-hmm.